Yeah, better. Better. Now punch like that with speed.
Okay.
Punch faster. So try to get the target. So soften the knees, loosen the joints. So from here, what you're doing is this a little bit, hold strong. What you're doing is this, like that. So the mind is a little bit in here, right? Which means that this can't release. You have to go in there and hold it and move it muscularly. We want this to be soft, nice and relaxed, right? So from here, even though you're higher than me from there or level, if I go like this, don't let me get you, right? Go really fast. If I go like this, like that, I can't get in. That's what you're doing. It takes a lot of time. Whereas if this is loose, that's relaxed. So from here. Yeah. You know what I mean? So even though it's coming, it's very hard to see it because there's no trigger. I mean, there is. I'm still not doing it perfectly, but there's less of than like that. There. If I'm holding it, if my mind is here, I have to do something. The muscles are already on, so the muscles have to change to move. The muscles are not off. If the muscles are off, the joint goes like that, and you just gotta get in there and just move it from there. Your intention will move it like that. Do you know what I mean? Yes, as you go again, how can you get your mind out of your arm? The only thing you're thinking about with your arm, of course you're feeling it. When Qigong will say, forget your arms, don't feel your arms, it's not like, you know, you're feeling like this. You're still holding the shapes, you're still holding the structure. You have to consciously forget your arms. Does that make sense? What does that mean, consciously forget your arms?
Don't make them number one.
What's that?
Don't make them number one.
Don't make them number one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can still feel it. To consciously, it's like, okay, the difference is, if you forget your arm floppily, it's mindless. If I rest my arm on him, it's mindless, right? There's nothing in it, and it's relaxed, but it's got nothing in it. If he farts, I'll go like this, you know what I mean? There's nothing in it, right? But if I go like this, that's tension. So that's being in your arm. That's what you were doing a little bit, being in your arm. So the muscles are on, so you have to, the muscle state has to change to go, right? It's like you've got handbrakes on, and you're trying to move against handbrakes, right? So forgetting your arm consciously, that's mindful relaxation. If it's like this, and I don't want it to go like that, if I can maintain the shape, right, but completely relax to my level, to our level, we can completely relax. What leaves is the muscle. What remains, because the shape is still here, is mind, right? So when it says forget your arm, because we always feel our arms, we always go to punch, my mind has to be here, feeling the arm, aiming it, and then I've got to go forward. Rather than feeling the whole body, consciously forget the arms, consciously forget the legs. The biggest thing you're thinking about is this flow coming up here. Then from there, it's like from here you think, yeah, you can see the state is different. So then you step back a little bit. It's different. If I'm going like this, you know, like that, you're like, okay, I can sort of read that. If it's sort of like that, and it's a lot harder. Even like this, even stepping forward will be your mass coming forward, right? Yeah, like that. Boom, you go from there. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So it's how to mindfully forget your arm. That's how we forget our arms. Still keep it there. You need to replace your intention with something else apart from the arms. What is that? Tai Gong Sing. Free up the spine. Learn how to have it so there's no effort from the tailbone to the crown of the head. And I recommend not to try to look at a skeleton and visualize or touch your own vertebrae. Don't try to work with your physical spine, if that makes sense. Try to have it so you feel a straight line from the tail to the crown of the head. It's a mental, it's an etheric line. It's not a physical bone. Your bones will expand and open as a result of that intention. Not that you're feeling each vertebra. So you're feeling the S shape and you're one by one going like that. And many people do that. Many people stand here, feel the S shape, and they try to, you know, relax it. In my opinion, that's just muscles doing something. Whereas if you give it one intention, simple intention, how do I stand? Very straight, upright, a very thin line of emptiness continuously flowing up, then as a result of that, the spine will start to expand. The muscles and the joints respond after that because of that intention, not because you're one by one feeling them and going like that. Someone was asking about, who was it? About Bill G. I think it was you. Yeah, about Bill G, talking about, you know, because Qigong used to say, we're going off the subject a little bit, but he used to say for Bill G, for this part or for this part, we are rotating. Who's done Bill G here? Am I? So only a few people. All right, just quickly. So there's a movement in Bill G, we go like this, right? So Qigong used to say, what's happening is I'm rotating vertebra by vertebra. So going down from here, you know, the neck, then the next one by one, the joint's moving, right? So people come to Hong Kong and they hear that and they go back home and that's what they try to do. They stand there and go, okay, first joint, second joint, third joint, which goes against all the stuff that I was teaching today. If you're going first joint, where's the rest of the body? Okay, relax the first joint, move it. Okay, now the second joint. No, it's how to, for Bill G's, okay, how do I move as effortless as possible down like this? If you kept, or from a point move, if you give yourself that intention, as a result of that intention, the joints start moving vertebra by vertebra. It's not that you're controlling it and moving, it's because you're, like that you can't control in a fight. If you wanted to move this part of the spine, how can you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 like that, right? You just go punch, boom, and then if we evaluate, things are moving very freely. This is a very important point. People have got things a little bit mixed up in this lineage because they hear Sigong say something, they come there for 2 days, they hear Sigong say, that's what we've got to work on, joint by joint by joint. It's not like that, it's a state. Sorry.
That's all right. Now, there was a part in Bill G that you did in Hong Kong, you did a demonstration for me that made it really, really clear as to how that particular
Which one was that?
was working. So I was holding your head down, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
And then you pull up from the centre.
Yeah, so if we're going like this, if it's like that, if I lift up from here, I'm gonna, this is why they say don't lift the box like this, because you'll hurt your back. Whereas if you think about, I want to just softly move from a line like that, from like this, you can start to move quite easily.
Yeah, it was quite profound.
Yeah, bang from here like this. What's that?
It was really profound when I first felt that and tried it myself, because the natural instinct was to try and push
back. Yeah.
When you visualise just standing up from the centre of your spine, it was effortless.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So the whole idea is when we say relax the arms or rotate, you hear a lot about rotating the shoulder joint, stuff like that. Don't go in there with your mind and spend an hour going, okay, shoulder rotates there. Then this is off. And this is if there's lights at the end of each limb, electricity has to come through here. As soon as you go off there, you've switched it off. Doesn't matter how you try to turn the light on, it's not going there. There's no electricity coming. So this continuation of this flow of relaxation up here is the Nim Tao. That's what activates this part of the brain. That's what activates that mindful state.